was banned at your school and why? Story 1. The word buckle. I kid you not. Back in grade 7, a few kids in one class had this a word on a spelling test and thought it would be funny to just shout it out randomly. The teachers, believing it to be a code word for something more sinister, decided to outright ban the word across the school. Needless to say, the faculty became the brunt of many jokes, both from students and their parents. Opinion. This perfectly illustrates the near insanity of certain school boards. Story 2. Cell phones. Someone decided to make an Instagram account consisting solely of adult videos, with teachers' heads photoshopped onto the adult actresses' bodies. Opinion. I'm not sure how this would stop that Instagram account from continuing to exist. Story 3. Two-way hallways. Sounds crazy, right? The principal and his staff thought that it would be a smart idea to have one-way hallways in order to cut down student traffic. If your locker was right around the corner and you had to go against the traffic in order to get there, you had to walk all the way around. If you passed your class on the way to your locker, you had to make 2 circles around the building. This significantly increased tardiness and write-ups. Terrible idea. Opinion. Oh no! I just walked past my class for the 5th time. I can't believe this keeps happening. Well, I guess I'll go around and try again. Sorry, teacher. School rules. Story 4. When I was in high school, we got permanent markers banned. Someone organized a game where everyone is given a target to unalive, and if you're successful, you inherit their target. It was $1 to enter, and the winner gets the jackpot. We had around 150 students out of the 600 in the school participating. The objective was to mark your target with the Sharpie on their skin, and then they were declared unalived. This could only be done in the hallway or the cafeteria, not in class or off campus. Well, our vice principal decided she wanted to participate, saying if that she won the money, she would use it to buy something for the school. Fair enough, we thought, so we let her in. Well, one of my friends ended up with her as a target. So in between classes, one day he sneaks up behind her and does his best Sam Fisher unaliving attempt, grabbing her mouth and marking her throat with the Sharpie. Well, that was too much emotional stress for our poor VP. She took his Sharpie, had him serve ISS, and forced us to discontinue the game. No more Sharpies could be used by students or staff, and no one knows whatever became of the prize money either. We kept it in a jar in our principal's office, so no one could take it. So we all hated our VP even more than we did before. Opinion. Your friend is an absolute legend. Story 5. Weren't allowed to dye our hair unnatural colors. Banned hoop earrings and running like Naruto. Because a guy did that and fell down the stairs and broke his arm. Edit. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger. Opinion. I am pretty sure running in the house is banned in every school, regardless of how stupid you look when you do it. Story 6. Candy necklaces at my middle school. One day a couple of my friends came into the playground before school with a candy necklace, which immediately got everyone's attention. After we all demanded to know where they got them and how much they cost from the corner shop down the street, and 10 cents as I recall. One or two others said they might go and get one for themselves before school started. That might go turned into them sprinting to the shop once one kid figured out how to use the necklaces to throw candy at people, holding one piece of candy between their teeth, stretching forward the elastic, and biting down. It would catapult pieces of candy at whatever it was aimed at. That morning, a few kids brought a candy necklace each and played a game of firing bits at each other. The next morning, all 400 kids that attended that school were engaged in an all-out necklace war. Every single one of us must have had at least one and our own technique for maximizing the firing rate. After doing our best recreation of trench warfare all morning and having the kind of fun that only comes with an entire playground full of kids, all playing the same game, we were all ushered into the assembly hall to be told that candy necklaces were now banned. Nobody lost an eye, just in case you were wondering. Opinion. This sounds awesome, but I would honestly prefer to just eat the candy in my hiding place under the slide. Story 7. Pogs and Pokemon cards in elementary school. Pogs because of those metal slammers. They were afraid we would use them to hurt each other. Pokemon cards because kids liked to show off their first edition Charizards. And thefts and buyer remorse trades happened often. Edit. Holy, my most popular post now by double is about stupid school administrations banning my childhood addictions. I suppose it could be worse. Edit 2. A lot of people have pointed out that Pogs and Pokemon cards weren't a thing at the same time. That's mostly true, but elementary school for me was K6. Pokemon cards came out in January of 1999, which puts me in 6th grade. McDonald did a big promotion for Power Rangers, VR Troopers, that involved bugs. I remember being psyched about these things, and so were all of my friends. VR Troopers did not come out until 1994, which puts me in 1st grade at the very least. Opinion. Yu-Gi-Oh cards were banned at my school because kids were playing for money. We even had an 11-year-old money lender threatening to hurt others if they didn't pay up. Story 8. TLDR, stoners outsmart administration. They banned police dogs. They started bringing in police dogs in my sophomore year. They would smell the lockers and cars, and if one hit on your locker or car, you had to go open them up and let the school search it. By my junior year, a group of stoners had enough of it. They took bong water, put it in a bunch of spray bottles, and sprayed it on all the lockers and cars they could. My school had about 1,400 kids in it. It took one time to have 300 plus kids pulled out of class and the lockers searched to make them rethink the policy. What really got the parents to force the school to stop, though, was the cars. When the dogs hit on a spot, they kind of go nuts. Imagine 25 plus cars getting hit and having dogs scratch the F out of the paint for a search that found nothing. Many parents didn't push too hard, but some were demanding that the school pay for the damage. So no more police dogs. Opinion. Well played. I'm actually impressed. Story 9. Any liquid not in a clear plastic bottle. And then the only liquid we could have was water. The ban was because a girl in my grade got caught with vodka in her clear plastic bottle. Everyone in my school never understood the ban because vodka is clear like water, and the only reason the teacher even caught on to her was that another stupid kid was joking around about alcohol, and the idiot with the vodka threw the bottle away in the garbage next to the teacher's desk. Edit. Went to a school in northern Minnesota. Opinion. The exact same thing happened at my school, though they never told us the reason. One day a teacher just informed us that it wasn't allowed anymore. Story 10. Any type of coin. Seriously. High school, about 7 or 8 years ago, I was a freshman eating lunch, and then heard some screaming and some kid being rushed out of the cafeteria. Turns out some kid whipped a quarter across the cafeteria, and it flew kind of like a frisbee right into the kid's eye and sliced it, which completely tore it open. The principal talked to us all about it in the auditorium. He had to have surgery, obviously, and I think the victim's family sued the aggressor's family. I still remember I was eating curly fries and a slice of pizza that day. Wrecked. Edit. Oh boy, obligatory most upvoted comment speech. Thanks, guys. Opinion. Ouch. How can that guy be so unlucky? That is a 1 in a million chance. Story 11. Short selling stocks. Our class was the first to go through new mandatory financial literacy classes, and part of it was a stock market simulation. We began betting against the market when we set it up to crash specific stocks, and each time our money rose exponentially. We had to fill out paperwork for each trade, which ended up amounting to around 30 pages of trades. At this point, we had trillions. Our teacher was also very condescending about how great she was at the market. So we then bought huge percentages of her stocks and sold them pennies on the dollar to crash her stocks as well. After a while, she checked everyone's progress and found we were trillionaires and went into a rage, even calling the company to see how we had cheated. They said we had short sold, which technically isn't cheating, but she still disqualified us from winning the class game and gave us B's. Now there's a disclaimer before every class that says, you will automatically fail if you short sell. TLDR, we manipulated the stock market in an 8th grade class financial literacy class to become virtual trillionaires. Gotta be, and now our method is an automatic F. Opinion. Sounds like that teacher is just a sore loser. I don't see what the problem was. It's actually pretty accurate to real business practices. Story 12. Had this little Bible study group that would meet during lunch once a week. It grew in size really fast, so some of the parents of the kids started bringing homemade lunches to give to the kids that attended. Anyone was accepted to join. They never ran out of food, and it was free, so kids that didn't have money or weren't on the food plan could eat something other than straight junk food. It was stuff like sandwiches and chips, but still better than the cafeteria food. After a while, though, the group grew a little too big to the point where the school board found out about it and shut down the parents bringing lunches for the attendants because it was lowering the amount of kids buying from the cafeteria. Effing ridiculous. After that, they made a rule that parents couldn't bring lunches to kids anymore. The overall reasoning was it lowered the cafeteria profits. If you didn't have money or a lunch, you were out of luck. Opinion. This world can be a sad, lonely place at times. I just hope this didn't happen at a religious school. That would be very anti-Christian of them. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell button to receive notifications to my latest videos.